Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're as obsessed with Stephen King's universe as I am, then you're probably glued to it. Welcome to Derry right now. I'm talking about that chilling prequel series on HBO that's taking us back to the cursed town of Derry, Maine, way before the Losers Club even knew what hit them. Today we're breaking down episodes 1 and 2. Not just a quick recap, but a deep dive into all those sneaky Easter eggs, hidden details, my personal rants and raves, and some theories that have been keeping me up at night. Grab your popcorn, turn off the lights, and let's get into it. Spoiler alert, obviously. If you haven't watched yet, pause this and go binge. Alright, starting with the opening credits because, man, they're a goldmine. Picture this. It's this animated sequence that feels like a twisted storybook, packed with clues to Derry's bloody history. You've got this little girl staring into a storm drain. Classic nod to poor Georgie from the original It story. And right next to it, the Neibolt street house looks all shiny and new with a family out front. But there's this creepy shadow in the window. It's like the show is whispering,
"Hey, this place was haunted from day one."
Then there's the Kitchener Ironworks explosion, flames everywhere, and an Easter bunny in the middle of it.
Is that us? That's straight from King's novel, where 88 kids died during an Easter egg hunt.
Brutal. And don't get me started on Juniper Hill Asylum. It's screaming at a kid during some procedure. And if you've read Needful Things or 11/22/63, you know that's King's go-to spot for locking up the supernaturally screwed. The Bradley Gang Massacre pops up too. Townsfolk gunning down gangsters, with a clown floating in the background. That's Pennywise, folks, meddling in history like he always does. What I love about these credits is how they set the tone without spoiling anything. It's whimsical on the surface, but underneath, pure dread. My theory here, this is foreshadowing the show's structure. Season 1 in the 60s, maybe Season 2 jumps to the 30s for the Bradley stuff, and further back to that 1900s explosion. And tying it all together, Pennywise's ancient origins like that asteroid crash the Native Americans witnessed. It's cosmic horror at its finest, and it makes me excited for where this is going. Now, Episode 1, the pilot. We're in 1962, Cold War vibes everywhere, and the details are chef's kiss. Major Leroy Hanlon, yep, Mike Hanlon's grandpa from the Losers Club, shows up as this Air Force guy, not the farmer we saw in the movies. I think that's hinting at some deep trauma from facing Pennywise that turns him reclusive later. There's this school bathroom graffiti with Alvin Marsh in a heart. Beverly's abusive dad. It's like the show is saying abuse runs in cycles in Derry, starting young. Turtles are everywhere, and if you're a King fan, you know that's no accident. There's a sign for Bert the Turtle from those old nuclear duck and cover PSAs, and young Maddie gives Lily this turtle pendant for luck. That's Maturin, the good turtle from the Dark Tower series, who's basically Pennywise's arch nemesis. Subtle but genius. In Phil's room, you've got a poster for Earth versus the Flying Saucers. King's childhood sci-fi love shining through mixed with real 60s fears like Sputnik. The big set piece is the Capitol Theater massacre during The Music Man. The projections play lines about children's children having trouble. Boom, intergenerational curse alert. And that mutant baby attack? Straight out of King's gross-out horror playbook, like something from his short stories. Oh, and comic nods. Teddy's reading Flash number 123, which introduced the DC multiverse, winking at director Andy Muschietti's The Flash gig. And Detective Comics number 298 with Clayface? Meta as hell. Personally, this episode hooked me because it doesn't rely on cheap jump scares. It's all about building that uneasy atmosphere. Theory time. Lily's visions like her reflection smiling with a red orb? That's early Shine powers, linking her to Dick Halloran from The Shining. Pennywise hates psychics because they could team up against him. Smart setup for future drama. Moving to Episode 2, The Thing in the Dark. It's all about the aftermath, and Derry's creepy apathy shines through. They dig up this 1920s car from the Bradley Gang Massacre. Skeletons, Tommy guns, the works. It's like the town's buried evils are literally resurfacing. This ties into Project Precept, the military's hunt for a fear weapon. I bet that's chunks of Pennywise's asteroid, weaponizing pure terror. Dick Halloran steals the show here, using his shine to find beacons, surviving stuff like the Black Spot Fire. And get this, Lily's groceries have Calumet baking powder cans, the exact prop from the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. Mind blown. Butcher Stan Kirsch? That's a name from it, Chapter 2. As Mrs. Kirsch. Fizzola soda? King's made-up brand for his alternate realities. Ronnie's vision of an umbilical cord? Lily's pickle jar nightmare. Those personalize the guilt and horror with shelves shifting like a trap. Locations like Secondhand Rose, where King cameoed in the movie, and the Paul Bunyan statue being built? Perfect continuity. Chief Clint Bowers, probably Henry Bowers' grandpa, shows the racism baked into Derry's institutions, framing innocence like Hank Grogan. This episode nails how Derry's symbiotic with Pennywise. The town ignores the evil to thrive. My take. It's a critique of real-world apathy. Theory that weapon is Deadlight's shards from the asteroid, explaining Pennywise's manipulations like the black spot. And Halloran's cigar box? Maybe it traps spirits, blending The Shining with other King tales like Mr. Harrigan's phone. These episodes expand Derry's lore so thoughtfully, grounding the scares in everyday stuff like pickles or lampshades. Names like Devers link to Castle Rock, making Derry feel like a thinny in reality, letting evil leak in. Overarching theory, Pennywise is Derry's nervous system. Beat him and the town crumbles. All right, let's geek out even more in this deep dive section. I've pulled together everything from the episodes, cross-referenced with King's books, and thrown in my extended thoughts and theories. Think of this as your ultimate companion guide, way beyond the quick hits above. We'll break it down by elements with tables for comparisons because, honestly, it helps organize the chaos of King's multiverse. First off, those opening credits aren't just filler, they're a visual encyclopedia. Beyond what I mentioned, spot the Paul Bunyan statue in the background. It's the one that comes to life in It Chapter 2, to chase Richie. And the overall style? It's got that cartoonish flair masking horror, echoing how Pennywise uses his clown getup. Extended theory, these credits are building to reveal Pennywise as an eternal entity, recycling tragedies every 27 years. The Native American observers in later hints? They're guardians of the ancient crash site, tying into the ritual of Chud from the book. If the show goes multi-season, expect flashbacks unlocking these one by one. Diving deeper into Episode 1. The 60s setting isn't random. Cold War paranoia mirrors Derry's fear-fueled existence. Leroy Hanlon's military role adds layers. In the novel, the Hanlons face racism, and here it's amplified with stares and isolation. That graffiti with Alvin Marsh? It's not just a name drop. It implies his own bullying youth feeds into abusing Beverly later, showing Derry's evil as a generational virus. Turtle symbolism gets even richer. Bert the Turtle ties nuclear fears to cosmic ones, while the pendant could be a talisman against it. Phil's sci-fi poster? It's King's nod to his influences, but also hints at alien origins for Pennywise. The theater scene. The Music Man's lyrics aren't accidental. Trouble echoes Derry's curse. The mutant baby? Reminiscent of the moving finger or even Pet Sematari's grotesqueries. Comics. Easter eggs. Flash number 123 isn't just multiverse meta. It could foreshadow King's shared universe crossovers. Detective Comics number 298 with Clayface, shape-shifting like Pennywise. Lily's red orb vision. Deadlight's tease and her shine might evolve into something that helps or dooms her group. This episode captures King's strength, horror in the mundane. No over-the-top CGI, it's psychological, making you question every shadow. Project Precept isn't just military, it's humans tapping into its power, which backfires spectacularly, explaining why Derry's infrastructure collapses post-defeat in the books. Episode 2 ramps up the unease. The Bradley car dig? Historical accuracy from the novel's interludes, but here it's symbolic. Evil can't stay buried. Native watchers? Subtle nod to indigenous lore knowing about the Great Turtle and the entity. The apathy critique is spot on. Bystanders ignore violence, mirroring how Derry feeds Pennywise by forgetting. Deadlights as the weapon, asteroid fragments glowing with fear energy. Halloran's box? Spirit capturing device, potentially linking to Dr. Sleep's True Knot, or even Salem's Lot vibes. Can't wait for more. What do you think? Drop your theories in the comments, like and subscribe for more breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay spooky.